All right. So another week, January 29th. We have a special guest, Harumi. She's our Chief Investment Officer. She makes sure that your money is earning money and that you get paid interest every Monday. She's the Monday lady. Okay, so we're lucky to have her here. Harumi is one of our best. She's probably one of the few people that is working harder than me around the clock. And let's play some music.
This is the mood we're all in now.
All right, this is the Beastie Boys. We're trying to break everything and make it better. And this week was quite a week, right? I mean, looking at what's been happening in the last few days, between Dogecoin becoming the most popular crypto, the most loved dog in the world, that has no utility. But guess what? When Main Street goes crazy, they go for the Dogecoin. So go ahead and buy some Dogecoin. No, just kidding. Don't. If you're looking for a good coin, anything but the coin that has no utility, right? Try to rank them by who has the most utility, not the least utility. So we've seen, again, the average Joe pick a fight with the pros on Wall Street, right? If you've been following what's happening with GameStop and Robinhood and so on, you have to remember that in crypto, all of us, right? All the average Joes got in first. We got everything conquered before Wall Street, before all these big investors. Everybody's celebrating Elon and Jack, and all these people are joining us now. That's great, because them joining is making our bags bigger, makes our coins more valuable, right? So having them join after us is a great thing. But when you look at what's happening with GameStop, what's happened there really, and I'm going to read you a whole thing I wrote about it that I think it's important to go through it. But what's happening is that the one time the average person got to win against the pros, against the sharks of Wall Street, the ref called the game, stopped the game, and changed the rules to allow to give the sharks a second chance, right? So like I said, I've been saying that to you guys for 3 years, that we cannot fix Wall Street. We cannot fix the past. You want to win? You create your own game. You create your own field with your own ref, with your own rules. And if the other guys want to come and join us, then they can come and join us. But let me go through this description just a little bit to explain in detail what has been happening for the last few days, because I've been reading what other people have posted, and I was shocked that no one is telling the story the way it is. So let's go at it, okay? So Robinhood, which is a great startup, launched as the app that represented the people with a promise to always act in your best interest. But the real plan was to collect enough order flow and assets to be able to charge large market makers and hundreds of millions of dollars in fees related to SEC lending, which is what we do, and order flow, which is what we do, right? And not share any of that with their customers. Again, as a Robinhood customer, even though they made $600 million in fees from these institutions, just like we do, they've shared zero, not $1 with their customers. Recently, when the GameStop short squeeze took place, it turned out that Melvin Capital, one of the largest hedge funds shorting GameStop, and is owned by Citadel and Point72. They're the largest LPs in that fund, two of Wall Street's most storied hedge funds managers, was also Robinhood's largest customer, paying them over $300 million in fees yearly for the order flow and the SEC lending that we talked about. Here, Robinhood CEO and its board had an impossible choice. The choice that King Midas had to do in Greek mythology. If you don't know Greek mythology, look it up. Google has a great write-up about it. Whether to side, right, with their customers, Robinhood had to decide, do I side with my customers and let them make the $15 billion in earnings that accumulated, right? Because until you sold that position in GameStop, you didn't really actually make the money. So you had to exit the position to take the money from the hedge fund, right? So Robinhood had to make the choice to side with the average person who made 15 billion, or to hold trading and allow only the sale of GME to enable the money-hungry shorts to cover their position at lower prices and avoid massive losses, right? Here, Robinhood showed its real colors and sided with the money, right? Not with their customers. Greed won again, as it usually does on Wall Street. It was not only Robinhood, Interactive Broker, Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, who's my neighbor below me, right here in my building, in the Crypto Castle, all sided with Citadel and Point72 by blocking all of their customers from exiting their positions and pocketing $15 billion, right? So together, they represent, all these companies together represent over 30% of the daily volume on the NASDAQ and on the New York Stock Exchange. The action managed to get GME stock down to $90 yesterday, briefly, from the $469 at the peak, meaning they saved themselves over 2/3 of the losses by taking this action, unilateral action, which is probably illegal, right? And gave instant relief to the struggling hedge funds, which had to cover over $8 billion in additional collateral overnight. So last night, the night before, sorry, 2 nights ago, Point72 and Citadel had to cough up $8 billion just not to be liquidated, just to stay in the game. Okay, that's how painful this was for them, right? The one time the average investor managed to win out a round against the mighty sharks on Wall Street, the referee blew the whistle and changed the rules to allow the mighty to avoid staggering losses. And now the redistribution of wealth moment has come and passed. That's exactly what happened yesterday. There was a moment of redistribution of wealth, but somebody stopped the clock and said, sorry, we're not going to let that happen. We don't care how illegal it is. For $8 billion in losses or $15 billion, we're willing to fight it out in court. Since no one ever went to jail, we know, worst case, we're going to pay a fine, and that fine is going to be less than $8 billion.
Right. The losses on some legal strategy that may or may not work out 5 years from now.
Exactly. Which is exactly what happened in 2008. The banks paid over $100 billion in fines since 2008 for all the misdoings, and not a single person went to jail. We are not going to fix this by trying to change the rules or electing new government or protesting on the street. We're going to win this by creating our own game. So I do not see anyone talk about the fact that before this mess started, there was 113% of short position on GME, meaning there were more stocks shorted for the GameStop than exist. How is that possible? How is it possible that these hedge funds were allowed to borrow more stocks that exist? It's like me lending you guys more Bitcoin that exists out there, right? So that means that the same brokers who stopped the clock, the same guys with the whistle, are the people who allowed the hedge funds to save themselves, were the ones who provided, who lent those stocks to these hedge funds in the first place, right? And enabled what's called naked shorting. Naked shorting is when you lend securities that you don't have. You do a naked lending just to enable, just not to lose the trade, not to lose the fees that you're charging your customers, because then you get to keep 100% of the fees. You don't have to pay it to Fidelity or to somebody else who actually lent you the stock, right? Now the anger of the mob is upon us, right? And the invisible hand, which normally manipulates the markets behind the curtain, has been revealed and has been exposed for its true ugly nature. Everyone can now see that the mighty Wall Street kings are not super smart, nor do they have superhuman skills. They just get to cheat again and again and get away with it. All right, so that's my comments on on GameStop. So I'm inviting all the traders, all the guys who are fighting it out on Wall Street, fighting it out on NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange to come and play in our sandbox where the rules are fair, where the game is straight, where everybody gets equal chance. And we are allowed to huddle together, get together, and create what Celsius created, right? For the community, do good, do well. This is the way.
Yeah, no, Alex, actually, this is a really important point that you're bringing up, because, I mean, this is why all of you listening out there, you often hear me say this is very important, that we act as if we are already fiduciary, and we never front run the customers. We never deal with the insider information, all these things. I mean Alex knows this. He hears me say this like every other day, if not every day, to make sure that we are abiding by these so-called rules in
even though they're not legally abiding, but we created best practices. And Harumi knows. Harumi hit the glass ceiling on Wall Street several times because she has the skills. She has the talent. She's working harder than any guy on Wall Street, but they didn't let her rise to the top, right? Why? Because she's a woman, because she doesn't belong there. She came from Japan. Every excuse in the book besides letting her prove that her talent is actually greater than her ambitions.
I'm flushing now.
You deserve the compliment. So look, the opportunity here is not just for the making of money, right? It's an opportunity also for people, all of us, all people of all walks of life. And we have a guest here today who we're going to talk to, who's perfect example of this as well. It's an opportunity to enable all the people who are stuck in the real world where the 1% controls the 99%, to express themselves, to be the best they can be, to help others. And there's nothing wrong with it, to get rich. There's nothing wrong with accumulating wealth, especially if you use it for good purposes. So we one of my first AMAs, I think 2 years ago, I was talking about how this revolution is the opportunity for most of us to reset ourselves. And then later on, when COVID hit, I kept telling you guys, hey, COVID, it's a horrible thing, but it's also a good thing because it gives you an opportunity to reinvent yourself in a business, in a community where, again, you get equal rights, you get equal access, and that doesn't happen in most industries, definitely not on Wall Street. More comments or you?
Oh, I think I'm good. I think you said plenty there.
So a few more short ones, and then we'll jump into our regular programming. We did a distribution to our employees, $5. We hit the $5 for more than 30 days on average. That happened yesterday, and all of our employees got the $5 award. Remember, there was a $3 award. We said too little time has passed between $1.50 and $3. We didn't create enough value for the community. We're going to wait. So we basically pushed that to $5, right? And we made everybody continue work hard for you before they got the next award. Now that we hit $5, we did the distribution. Everybody signed up for a 3-year lockup. So I can tell you that all the Celsians are committed to not cash out or not sell their tokens and before you have a chance to do that, right? So if you feel that Celsius is doing great, go ahead. But what you should do is start a clock, because it's going to be a 1-year anniversary, a 2-year anniversary, and a 3-year anniversary. And during those anniversaries, after them, employees are allowed to sell some stock. So you have a year's head start on all the Celsians, right? And I sent an email yesterday to the entire team reminding them that our customers come first, and reminding them that instead of checking the price of sell every second, they should be working really hard for you. Don't ask what Celsius can do for you, ask what you can do for Celsius. That was my motto internally. I stole that from JFK for our internal, what we're asking our employees to do, right? What are you as an employee of Celsius doing for Celsius, meaning for our customers? All right, so I wanted to explain one thing. I don't know if you heard me talk about triple accounting, triple entry systems. So I have Harumi here, who's how many degrees and things you have? I mean, I wouldn't be able to say all of them. Why don't you share with people all of the accreditation and licenses and things you have?
Okay, well, I mean, the ones that are current, because there are some Series 7 and things like that, that when I left from the Wall Street, you lose them after 2 years if you don't go back to the Wall Street.
Yeah, you need to recertify every year, right?
Yeah, and then you have to be in the industry to re-register them. So, well, let's see. I have a business degree, and I'm a CFA charter holder. That's where I kind of like and always have this almost like a regulator hat. When we are talking about how much money we might be making on each coin that you trust with us, I actually do say it's very important to make money so that we can continue paying the community, but we have to do it right, and it means that we are compliant in every aspect, and we do this right. So that's where it's coming from, and I have the PMP for the project management aspect. I have the PMC for the product management. Those are some of the major ones that I have.
And I flunked to 3 universities. I was fighting with every one of my professor, arguing over the fact they're like, we don't need you here. Okay,
But Sifu has 3 unicorns, right, guys?
No, but the reason I wanted you to brag about your title is because I'm going to talk about triple entry accounting system, and I want you to comment on this. So everybody knows that you're much more accredited to talk about that than me. So let's talk about the history of money, or the history of value exchange, and how it was accounted for, how it was recorded. So if you remember, obviously the system started in a barter. So I had a chicken and Harumi had a shoe, and I needed shoes and she needed a chicken, and we bartered with each other, and there was no entry, right? We both recorded or remembered who did what transaction and who owes whom what, and it was either settled or not settled. And then we had a double entry system, which I think was invented by the Italians, right? Mm-hmm. So either the Venetians, or I think the Venetians invented it. Yes.
Yeah.
And the double entry system was a huge advance. I mean, that was like a revolution. It was like the internet back then. And what it allowed you, that's what most banks use today, which is basically that it's not just that me and Harumi have a relationship, but there's also a third party that is recording the asset, the entry, and the exit, and we basically all know what transpired, and there's a trusted third party that has that record. And that's how we basically lived for 700 years, with a double entry system. So what is triple entry system? Triple entry system, I know it says triple, meaning 3, but actually it's 10,000 entry system, because Bitcoin is an example, which has just over 10,000 nodes. Any transaction, anything that happened, every time you touch a Satoshi and it moves on the network, 10,000 nodes register that, right? And that's a revolution, right? Going from that double entry where we have a trusted institution, somebody we shouldn't trust, but we call them trusted institution. Remember, banks are not your friends. So going from that to a trustless system is a huge migration, because it allows us to transact across the internet, across the blockchain, without relying on any country or any laws or any kind of jurisdiction or any institution. So that completely opens the rule. It opens the game to everybody. It gives everybody equal access. The people in Africa, the people in Asia, the people in the United States, everyone now has access to the sandbox, and you can now experiment and build things in a way that do not require this or that bank or institution or regulator to tell you what's allowed, what's not allowed. And that's why we have this Cambrian explosion of innovation in the DeFi space, where everyone basically grabbed all the Lego pieces and started building different things, and some of them are ugly, and some of them are beautiful, and some of them break, and some of them work. But out of that, we suddenly have something that was not possible for 700 years, right? So that's my kind of view on triple entry accounting. So
yeah, so I mean, I don't know if a lot of you still do like a bookkeeping at the end of the day, like how much money you spent in things. And those of you who are a little bit older than just having a plastic in your wallet, think about the days when you actually had a thing called cash, the paper thing and a coin thing. And at the end of the day, if you try to match how much you have left in the wallet and how much you remember you've spent throughout the day, just remember how hard it was actually to match it down to the last cent. And that's just double entry. entry, right?
Balance the books.
Exactly, balance the books. That's hard, is it? And then just imagine how much tougher it is to actually have the triple entry, and matching it. How to get it done right. I mean, that's one thing. And then try to think of yourself cheating the system somehow. It's nearly impossible. It's actually probably impossible right now.
And we're doing that. We talked about this yesterday. We had a conversation about our 2020 audit. And Harumi said, look, I'm going to do it twice. And I'm like, what do you mean? Why are you going to do it twice? And she's like, no, I'm going to check on the blockchain. And then I'm going to compare it to my double entry system. And that's the beauty of it, right? That it does, even if one of your people made a mistake or he thinks he has more money than you actually have, the blockchain is going to say, no, you're wrong. This is not the record. This is what 10,000 nodes is saying. And we know for sure that the blockchain is right? Because our own systems, whatever we're using with banks or with transfers, are not really the ultimate barometer. So the two systems, now not just that you need to reconcile the books on the double entry, now you need to reconcile them to the triple entry.
Exactly. I'm very confident about my bookkeeping ability, but the blockchain is really going to tell me what it means.
And Harumi already told me, yes, she's like, I have too many coins, which is a good thing. I was like, it's a good thing. Go find what did we miss in the double entry account. More coins means all your coins are safe, and we actually made more than we thought we made. So now we have to find where did we miscalculate? Did we charge too much interest? Do we have to raise the rates, right? And so on, so on. But all that is a good thing. So more good news. Americans who've been waiting, sweating it out, seeing all the foreigners earning and sell, getting 4,000% appreciation on their sell tokens last year. March or April this year, we already have a program, everything else, it's going to go live. You will be able to, if you're credited, you will be able to earn and sell in the United States on all your assets. You'll be able to choose one by one what you want to earn in kind, what you want to earn and sell. And anyone who did an OTC deal, anyone who bought OTC at Celsius.network, which is a group that reports to Harumi, so eventually she signs off on your accreditation and on your Rule 144 and everything else. It's her license that.
Could you talk about how that process goes? Because we're going to have a ton of people that want to earn and sell that are in the U.S. and want to verify their accreditation.
Yeah, so to explain, so if you already did an OTC deal, you're already in. You already, come March or April, you don't have to do anything. But if you didn't do an OTC deal, guess what? Between now and April, you have a great time to. You should kill two birds with one stone. You can get whatever you need, whatever sell you need, and you'll automatically be added to this program. If you don't do an OTC deal, you have to go to an investor. What is it? What's the website? Verifyinvestor.com or any other one. I mean, we use verifyinvestor.com, but if you don't like those guys, you want to get it from somewhere else, or you have a letter from your accountant, we'll accept that as well and add you into that program, right? But right now it's only for accredited. Accredited is you have $1 million in liquid assets, not your home, not your salary, right? Liquid assets. And you or your wife, you earn either $300,000 together or $200,000 yourself, right? If you can show that your W-2 for last year was over 200,000, 2 years in a row, we need it for 2 years, you can get that accreditation. So you give all those documents to Verify Investor. We don't need to see them. We don't need to have them. We just need a letter from them. Usually they issue a PDF. You send us a PDF. We verify your identity, match it to the KYC we did, and off you go. You're good to go. You can earn and sell. Right? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Can I get my Series 7 now? She can give me a license.
We have to be able to talk about the margin, and we have to be able to talk about that. And we have to,
I just did my dissertation about GameStop.
Yeah, Series 7 material is this much, not just one page, guys.
I want you guys to find anyone who can explain to you GameStop better than I did. Okay, just find it. Go find anyone who can explain what actually happened there better than I just did. Again, it's on record, right? So we're going to make that into a segment. We're going to put it on YouTube, and let's spread it out because I'm airing Wall Street laundry. This is the stuff that no one wants to talk about. No one wants to talk about naked shorting. No one wants to talk about all the stuff where they basically this again, the 0.72 and Citadel were supposed to cough up 15 billion. They didn't do that. They got favors from all of these broker dealers that said, okay, I'll give you another day. I'll give you a few more hours, right? And they just took all that time to push down the stock so they can exit their positions and cover their shorts. So you don't get a chance to do that. If you you bought something long or you bought something short and it goes against you, do you get to call the referee and say, okay, Fidelity, stop the trading, please. I need to reverse my position. I want to go long now.
Alex, it's so disgusting. Like, I think this was such a huge wake-up call for millions of people that they always felt that, oh, the system doesn't work in your favor or the system is against you, but couldn't really pinpoint it. This was just a clear, blatant example of how
that's right.
the wealthy and powerful will stick it in your face when it doesn't go their way. It's just disgusting.
Right. So let's share my screen. I want to play this segment. This is me on a panel. Let me know when you're showing the screen.
Yep, you're up.
Okay, great. So this is me on a panel in 2019 with all the other lenders who one by one. This is Peter McCormick on the left side, our best friend, Peter McCormick. Then it's Zach from BlockFi. Then it's Cred. Then it's the CEO of Salt. And the last guy is the guy from Nexo. Obviously, you know me there with the Celsius shirt. So just listen. So they all went in a row and told the moderator, this is a conference here in the Hilton Hotel with, I think there was like 11,000 people there that year in 2009. And they're all talking about how we need to work with banks and how we got to kiss up to Wall Street and how eventually everything is going to be run by Wall Street, especially Zach on the left there, BlockFi, right? Who has the same people who did all the shenanigans with GameStop are the investors in BlockFi. Who do you think his investors are? What do you call it? Susquehanna,
yeah.
Right? Fidelity, you name it. Every guy who played either this long game or short game is in there. So let's listen to it for a second.
Well, I can tell you that when I built the first VoIP gateway, I didn't go to AT&T and say, oh, let's all work on it together, kumbaya. Let's keep charging people $3 a minute for their phone calls where they try to call their parents or their loved one overseas. This was war. It was about dismantling the TDM network and replacing it with VoIP. Now we're going from VoIP to MoIP, money over IP, and we have to dismantle the banks. I'm happy when I see, just like the phone companies, AT&T used to have a giant building on Madison and 51st Street. Do you guys remember it? It's now the Sony building. They sold that building. Why did they sell it? Because they stopped stealing $3 a minute from you. Same thing with the banks. We know we won when JP Morgan sells their building downtown, and you know that they don't have enough money to afford those buildings, right? That's what we need to do. So kumbaya, let's work together with the existing financial institutions. Fuck that.
All right. So So and then again, this is 2019. Yes, there were people in the crowd who were cheering, but most people looked at me and said, this guy's crazy, right? They said, no, this guy, he's going to be arrested in just a few days. The minute Jamie Dimon is going to hear about it, guess what? He's going to pick up the phone to his buddy in the Southern District and say, hey, there's this guy loose on the streets saying bad things about banks. Today, Jamie Dimon and his crew are recommending Bitcoin. They actually said to you, go buy it, right? So we've made some progress. And again, this visceral experience on a GameStop over the last few days is just, again, another demonstration how Wall Street will never change their colors. They're never going to change their spots. So let's not waste time on that. All right, moving on. All right, so we have a special guest today. Rob is from Digital Asset News.
Celsius. So he's doing a live AMA.
Oh, okay, not yet.
Sorry, yeah. So here is his channel, Digital Asset News, and we want to congratulate Rob on crossing 100,000 subscribers. So it's a huge achievement. I want to talk to him also about how he did this, because a lot of you want to educate others, want to help others. I mean, he created thousands of videos here, right? I mean, you can go and see all of his content, amazing content. Also, he's running it's called danteachescrypto.com, right? You can see the website right here. And he has all these courses and all this content as well that is free that you should definitely check out. And let's add Rob to the conversation. How are you?
All right, Rob.
All right, I'm here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
100,000 followers. So congratulations.
Yeah, look at that. Pretty amazing, huh? How that worked out.
So tell us about how it all got started, when you got into crypto. How did you decide, okay, I'm going to have my own channels? You've been doing it like for almost 2 years now, right? A year and a half?
No, just over a year, actually.
Over a year, okay.
Yeah, we started in December 2019. Now here we are in January 2021. So yeah, it did pretty good. Somehow, I don't know how, we seem to have come across 100,000 plus subscribers. I don't know how that worked out, but here we are. But yeah, it was all about, really what it came down to was I just wanted to do something a little bit different because I've owned different businesses. We have a sports facility. We do a lot of different things with investment properties, Amazon FBA. And I was like, you know what? I want to do something a little bit different because a lot of people need to know about what's going on. Because when I got in 2017, it was all just about you got to make sure that you get in and buy a ton of Bitcoin and then trade that Bitcoin so you can make a ton of money. And we know how that worked out. And then it just kind of went up and down. So these days, I try to be a little bit more level-headed and just say, hey, you know what? The revolution's coming. Just be a little bit careful. Dollar cost average, get in, and make sure that you tell everybody that you can.
That's right. And I think unlike a lot of others, you ask tough questions. You don't. I really admire, for example, you chased after us to make sure that we gave you the right answers. And when we didn't, you were like, well, I don't know, Alex, listen, here are the 5 videos he talked about it. I still don't see an answer that I'm happy with. And
yeah.
We jumped on your channel and hopefully we provided all the answers, but because we have nothing to hide. But I like that attitude of calling it the way it is, sharing it with your community, educating others to kind of be on the same page instead of, because Wall Street loves hiding information, right? The way they run it is that they have an advantage of you because they know more than you, right?
Yeah, and this is the thing. Well, there's 2 things. First of all, dare to be dumb. Dare to be dumb and just ask the questions. If you don't know, just ask the questions. Who cares? It's okay. Like there was a couple of questions. I was like, Alex, I don't understand how Celsius works. I don't know how you guys are doing these things. And you said, look, man, it's like this. You know, we have arbitrage opportunities, we have shorting, we have market makers. That's how we make this money. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks so much. Just dare to be dumb. And then the next thing is just what we're talking about with GameStop. The thing that concerns me about this whole situation is that, I hate to say it like this, but I'll say it like this, people's attention spans. So when something awful comes up and it's out there, people, at first it all comes to, it's like outrage. And then it's like, we got to do something. And then it's like, what are the Kardashians doing? And all of a sudden, people just forget exactly what's going on. So everybody out here who is watching this live stream, it's important that you know a couple of things. First of all, is that your voice that you go and talk to your friends and families and loved ones, it's up to you and us to pretty much get this message out. Because if not, people will just forget about it. It's just like in sales. You have to inform people 7 to 10 times before they actually buy. So this thing that's going on with GameStop, this thing that's going on with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and digital assets and Celsius, if they don't hear from you numerous times, they're off to the next thing. So I know there's a big thing with influencers and having your ambassadors. So I know people will talk about, well, I don't know if I really want to get into that and really talk to everybody. It's up to us, because if we don't do it, who's going to do it? So we have to get out there and make sure that, and whichever voice that you want it to be, it could be just one-on-one, it could be on a Twitter, it could be on TikTok, it could be on YouTube, like I do it. But just know that the way that you talk, you watching this video, will resonate with somebody that I don't resonate with, and Alex doesn't resonate with.
Right.
So it's up to you to make sure that you get out there and talk to everybody. That's
and you do an average like what, 1 a day or 1 a week? Like what's your schedule as far as creating videos?
It depends on how much I have for the other businesses. Like right now, we're putting up for more investment properties, so I'm kind of like busy on that. And then I have an online education for nursing students that because beforehand I was in the Army, I was a medic, then I became a nurse, and now I still do stuff like that. So right now it's just one a day, but sometimes I put out 3 a day. It just depends. It depends on if Alex comes on the show, and I got to break them all up when I'm grilling him for answers.
Well, that's great, and I shared with our viewers both your YouTube channel and your educational channel, so they have the, they can find you easily. So what else? What do you want to share with our community? What do you think like the secrets to your success? Because you're actually one of the top Celsius ambassadors as well. So the Celsius community definitely loves you as well. So
yeah, I think, well, first of all, when I first started, it was Bitcoin only. And I was like, I don't know what you people are talking about. And then all of a sudden people kept saying the same thing. You gotta check out Celsius, you gotta check out Celsius. I'm like, geez Louise, I'll check out Celsius. And there was just so much there. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, this could actually be a great thing. Because first of all, I mean, I like to work hard, but sometimes I'm lazy. So if I can just leave things on Celsius and I get a great API, why wouldn't that work? And then when I really dug into it, it made a lot of sense. So I think just know that it's a good platform, and then just take a look at everything else that's out there. Like your little video that you had beforehand, where you had Nexo and BlockFi and all that stuff. Just between us, no one's watching, right? Just between us, those guys have all come at me pretty hard, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to do this and this and this." And there's a reason why. First of all, I don't do many sponsorships at all on my channel. It's all affiliate links. And there's something to be said of me not just pushing the narrative and people figuring out exactly what's the best thing for themselves. So when I'm talking about Celsius, when I'm talking about Voyager, when I'm talking about CryptoTrader.tax and iTrust, which is the only ones I really talk about, I let them make the decision. And then all of a sudden, I am one of the top preferers for Celsius. I just give the information out, and people are smart enough to make their own choices.
Right. And I mentioned it to you before that Voyager is one of our partners. So when you deposit with Voyager, you're using Celsius anyway. But so we love those guys, and they do actually the stock side as well.
Yeah,
they have stock, and every one of our partners does something else that we don't do, and they're a great example of somebody who is a stockbroker as well. Hopefully not like Robinhood. They do a better job for the community. So it's definitely a better place to, if you have a lot of stocks and you want to manage everything in one place, that is a great solution that, for example, we just don't have time to develop that side. And that's why we partner with them. They're using part of our stuff, and maybe one day we'll use their stock stuff to kind of enable our community to manage all of their assets in one place.
Well, yeah, and and I found out that you guys were partners. I'm like, well, this is a perfect thing. And I always talk about it. I have a wallet, an exchange spreadsheet, and I always say I have a 1-2 punch, and it's Voyager and Celsius. I buy things on Voyager, and I transfer them to Celsius, and then later on they go, oh, we do partners. I'm like, I'll be damned. Look at that. So,
right.
So Alex, at some point, I would like to have you and Steve on the show, and you guys can talk to us about how that all works.
That's right. And the only guy that was missing on that panel that I just showed was Steve. So Steve's now great. he can take the chair for Cred, because Cred is out of business. So he can next time we do that panel, we can put him, we can add him to that panel. All right. So what else? What do you want to share with the community? What else you wanted to talk about? Things? Yep.
No, I mean the news. Well, there's actually 2 pieces. The first thing is that I think there's going to be a big play. I mean, as far as news, I don't know if we covered this before, but Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy, he's going to be inviting all the different corporations, and it's going to be it's a virtual event. He's going to pretty much give them the Bitcoin playbook, essentially like that. This is going to happen. It's going to start on February 3rd, and then on February 4th. It's, hey, this is how we did all these things, and these are the partners that we use. So you're going to have the Binances, the Coinbases, and everybody else right there to give them essentially what is going on. I think this could be a very big play later on coming forth. And then
he's been a great ambassador for the crypto community because I think, think about it. He replaced McAfee and people like that who were really not the best side of the crypto community, right? So now we have Elon Musk, we got Jack from Twitter, we got MicroStrategy, right? Michael Saylor. So, I mean, we've upgraded this year or last year. We've upgraded huge, right? I mean, just so these are things that a lot of people like don't understand how important that is for corporations and institutions and everybody else.
Yeah, and I was looking at all the different people there. I'm like, I wonder why Celsius isn't there. Celsius should be there. They should be. Preparation should be on there.
You interviewed him, right? Or no? Or Michael Saylor? I'm saying.
No,
not yet.
No, not yet. I don't know.
We gotta get him. We gotta get him and convince him that we are the right place. I think he's storing all of his Bitcoin on Coinbase.
Yes,
so
he is.
We got to convince him to switch it over.
Yeah, and there's a reason. So everybody who uses Coinbase, which is fine, you can use Coinbase, but just know that you've been aced out. And right now, they are going for institutions. Sorry to say, there's a couple places that don't do that, and that is Voyager and Celsius.
and look, Coinbase is going to go public for something like $50 billion valuation. All of us, I have a Coinbase account. I think you have one. You have one. We created that value, right? How do we participate in that 50 billion? None of us are going to get access to that, right? Only the VCs and the Wall Street guys who invested in Coinbase are going to benefit from that value creation. And that's where Celsius is so different, right? We allowed everybody to come in on our ICO. We allowed everyone to come in on our funding round, right? We did it at a 120 million pre-money valuation. We're going to do another round now, probably close to $1 billion. And we're going to allow people to come in on that, right? So it's are you here for your customers or are you here for your investors, right? That's really the piece that most people don't understand. They're like, what difference does it make if I go and give Coinbase my credit card and have them charge me 7%? That's how they get that $50 billion valuation that you get nothing out of, right? Yeah. Versus creating value somewhere else where you can participate.
Yeah, and you know what? It just makes sense. Like if you're looking at companies to actually invest in people. If you can invest in people and look behind what's going on, not just the person, but the team, I think you can't go wrong, right? So look, Alex has got a great team. Steve over at Voyager has a great team. We've got also Charles Hoskinson over at Cardano. Look at what he's doing, what he's done. You've got Gavin Wood for Polkadot. These are the things like you look behind what's going on. Who is assembling a great team and who is a good person that kind of leads that whole thing. Yeah. And you really can't go wrong that way. And just see how they treat the customers. Because if you can treat the customers right and give them value, everything works itself out. And that's how I see it.
Question? You have any question for Rob? Or?
No, actually, this was a great meeting with you because this is the first time, and I'll definitely have to look. I mean, I put him on the show so that I get to watch the episode down the line.
You have to subscribe, hit the button, notifications right on our channel, on Rob's channel. Make sure you sign up to both of them. Like it right now. Don't wait later. Press the like button, right? We want this content to be disseminated to everybody out there. And the only way YouTube cares about you and me is if they see a lot of people pressing that button. Okay, that's all they care about, right? Is content and engagement. Rob, thanks so much. This was great. We're gonna have to bring you back again. You did amazing. You might become the star of the show. I can go and take actually vacation.
There is no other Alex Mashinsky. Sorry.
Love your content. I watch every one of your episodes, and it's great to have you in the crypto community because, again, it's people like you that educate people, that care for them, that warn them about stuff, and that's what we need. We need more of you to basically make sure that we protect ourselves.
Thanks. And this is why, and just real quick, everybody, danteacherscrypto.com. It's 100% free. I made it 100% free because not everybody has $20 to spend per month. I've got people in America are one side, but if you're looking at like sub-Saharan Africa or India or something like that, if I can give it all away for free, everybody comes in the game. And this is what I challenge everybody out there watching. Make some content, tell your friends and family and loved ones, and get the message out. Because if you don't, then things like just what happened with GameStop is going to go right and get swept underneath the rug. So make sure you tell people.
All right. So now we're supposed to switch to the Kardashians, or no? Just
Exactly.
I think there was one more step before we get to Kardashian, but.
All right. Good to see you, and have a great weekend.
Good to meet you guys. Bye.
All right. So let's go through the channels. So here's Elon with his 44 million followers. You can see his tagline is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin. That's all he's talking about. So obviously, great ambassador for the crypto community. We love to have him. And we talk about digital asset news. So let's look. And this was an article that came out in Cointelegraph magazine. They have a new thing. So if you do a Google search with this title, you see they depicted me as Napoleon. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but definitely don't want to end up like Napoleon. But it's definitely a dramatic view on a horse.
Or you can always change the ending, no?
Yeah, exactly.
You can be Napoleon with a different ending. Yeah.
So a great article here. Like he quoted me saying, "My wife claims that I live in the future all by myself. And once in a while, society ends up coming to where I have been sitting on the road and waiting for them," right? I do feel like that sometimes. But here with crypto, I was actually late to the party. I was a denier in the beginning. I talked about that several times. It took me a while to understand the power of the network. Again, this is a Medium post that I did talking about CeFi and DeFi. Great content here, a lot of links. Look, this is a debate that I did with the founder of Maker, Rune Christensen, who's a great guy. Amazing invention. He should get a Nobel Prize. Okay, he should get a Nobel Prize for economics. Inventing the first synthetic coin, I would recommend him. Okay, I'm gonna get those Swedes to actually. I think he's Swede himself or something. Well, he's Danish. I think he's Danish. But anyway, look, plenty of content here. A lot of stuff you can learn. So definitely, if you don't have time, find time to read about it. Again, some other articles that came out. If you didn't have a chance to see them, we're just going to show you what they are. And this is my view of the three people, the three kind of like government heads of three agencies that are very important for us, right? The SEC, the CFTC, and the OCC. And all three of them have, for the first time, I think, a real Bitcoin experience, right? So what does it mean for us, right? So read about it. It's definitely great content. And we spend a lot of time writing this stuff and placing it in all these publications because it's important that other people, and many times regulators and bankers and so on, get our point of view, right? So this is about educating them or convincing them that what we're doing, like Harumi was saying before, right? About taking the rules, taking the good things of Wall Street. Not everything in Wall Street is bad. I mean, we pointing a lot of bad things, but there's a lot of good things, right? I mean, all of the compliance stuff, all the things that Harumi does in Celsius, right, are all things that we welcome, right? I mean, we're not giving Harumi a hard time when she says to us, "Hey, you have to be compliant. This might be insider information. This, you cannot sell the security or this thing to this person. You have to do this and this and this." So it's not about killing everything. It's about not bringing the bad, right? Not bringing this behavior that we're seeing with GameStop and other people.
And
do you see the U.S. government getting more crypto friendly, or at least providing that clarity that businesses need to continue to develop?
I don't know about the crypto friendly, but how I see it is that they will have to get more and more people who actually understand, good or bad, and who actually understand the field to actually get the real debate and the real sort of rulemaking, if any, right, going. Because right now, most of the institutions, especially in the US, are still kind of playing in the field where maybe not. And that's not a very good place to be. So I think that's where you need to go.
Both sides, right? And it's important that they hear both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've seen that with Janet Yellen, right? We've seen that initially she came out with very negative thing and Bitcoin went down 10%.
Oh my God.
And few people spoke to her, few people who are close to crypto and said to her, "Look, Janet, stop yelling."
Exactly. Yeah.
That was a joke. That was a
no,
joke.
but seriously. I mean, that's what it's supposed to happen. If only sort of people who do not know the field or who are only negative about certain things, doesn't have to be just a cryptocurrency, right? I mean, it can be anything. You really need to have both sides and then get the full understanding of a thing before you kind of move forward. So yeah, definitely.
All right, so keep going here on the screen. We're sharing it, and 5 altcoins showing whatever. So Celsius consistently, the Cell token is consistently voted most promising, most this, most that. So again, if you want to read why, there's a lot of opinions out there. Another review by Benzinga. And what else we have here? Celsius crosses 5.3 billion. Well, we crossed 6 already. I think it's 6 point something. Are we close to?
Yeah, no,
what are we at?
we are pretty much there, and then I think that's like, and the market goes up and down. But today it's crazy. Actually, today it's going crazy. So we may have. I haven't checked the total yet. Yeah.
Best loans and lending platform. Again, we were ranked top here. And this is an interview on Bloomberg. If you missed it, here is a section. Go to Bloomberg.com and you can just do a search for this interview.
And what we're saying is again, this is the first time in history where the retail guy got in on the next big thing ahead of the institution. The institutions are just now running in, and you saw JP Morgan, for example, just a few days ago recommend Bitcoin for the first time. You saw Citi recommend Bitcoin for the first time. So the OGs or the people who've been in this business for 10 years, we're all retail, right? So they are the ones selling to the institution.
So it's great that we get an opportunity. Again, this was Bloomberg Asia. So I did that Sunday night and everybody in Asia got to see it Monday morning, right? Last week. So we shared with you this episode as well. And let's see what else we got here. So, we wanted to congratulate one of our Celsians, right? Stephen is one of our oldest Celsians. He had a baby, and this is he's one of the videos. If you haven't seen, we have a lot of new content. And one of the video we did in Shropshire, England, was to go and visit some of our Celsians and say hello and visit them in person to really celebrate both their success and their trust in us, right? Them trusting the Celsius community for a long time.
I have a daughter and there's a child on the way, and they're naturally expensive, and certainly planning for that in the future to be able to enable them to do what they want to do in the future and help them to become better people as a result of using Celsius.
So congrats and our best wishes. And here we go. So this is, if you missed last week's episode, you got to watch it. We are demonstrating the web app. This is the dark mode. It looks amazing. We finished with the alpha. We're now in beta, so we keep adding people. So again, if you want to be added, you have to be an existing Celsius customer. Email us and we will add you to the beta. We're adding more and more people. And Shahar is going to basically allow you to participate, right? And the next one is, let's see what we got here.
What is Janet yelling about now? President Biden Big for Treasury Secretary recently told the Senate that many cryptocurrencies are used mainly for illicit activities and therefore crypto was of a particular concern. In reality, though, chain analysis found that criminal trades accounted for about 0.3% of crypto volume in 2020. Here's an analogy to help you understand the absurdity of Yellen's claim. In 2014, a Texas woman stabbed her boyfriend to death using a 5.5-inch high-heel shoe. If Yellen was in charge of the police, well, she would announce that high heels were of particular concern because many of them were used to murder. Newsflash, how much illicit activity is done with cash? Ever seen Breaking Bad, Janet? The real criminal here are central bankers who've been stifling the American people for decades.
So if you missed this, it's on our, where is it? It's right here, okay? So just go on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to sign up. Don't forget to like it. Don't forget to share. And Daniel, my co-founder, is doing great. He's doing one of these every week. And he's competing with those episodes I did with my wife, right? We got to, I guess, do a few more of them. I got to get back in the show. This is another one of our Celsians. Definitely a big supporter. We love you guys when you do these videos and you post them and you talk from the heart. And that's exactly what we're here for.
Well, as a demo of the new software they're coming out with, the desktop app that they're coming out with, which looks absolutely incredible. And I couldn't help but make a video to encourage you, maybe one last time, probably not one last time, but one more time to encourage you to check out Celsius. I know. As somebody told me on YouTube recently, I'm the biggest dummy in crypto. I know. I mean,
So we love these things, right? Just keep doing them. All right, and the next one, that's it. I think we're done with what do you call it? We're done with news. So now we can do rapid fire, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Rapid fire. Okay, everybody. So for rapid fire, we're going to be pulling questions straight from the chat. Be sure to use all caps. You say question and then ask your question, and do that all in caps. It's really easy for us to see, and then I'll be selecting them. They'll show up on screen, so you can see whose questions we're pulling and what it is exactly. So all caps, question, and then write out your question.
All right, shoot, let's go. First one.
All right. Oh, from Digital Asset News. Here we go.
Hey, that's not fair. Like my son.
Yeah,
says.
I know. That's what are we getting here? Hit us.
So it's saying question, why Aave listing? Why are we listing Aave?
Oh yeah, look, so Aave Stani is a great partner of ours. We love Aave. They're one of the best in DeFi. We have assets on Aave, right? Some of your assets are there earning yield. And adding them, first of all, you can take loans against Aave. So now we can basically help the Aave community take fiat loans, 1%, right? We already have a few loans from that since we launched. And also allow you to earn yield on Aave, right? Well, I think we're paying 7.51%. That's a great yield. I think it's even higher than whatever you can earn on Aave, right? So these are things that we do. It's good for us. It's good for Aave. Next question.
All right. Question from earlier, you mentioned about an equity round. So the question is, so will Celsius have an equity round this year?
So we are probably going to do it again through Bank to the Future like we did last time. We're going to take a sliver of the round that we're doing and allow our investors to participate. Usually the SEC rules are that you have to wait 6 months. Remember, we can only accommodate 100 investors in the US at a time. So we have to wait 6 months from the last round to open it again for it to be considered another round versus just an extension of the same round. So we have to wait for the clock and then we can open it. Next question.
All right.
Answer all the questions.
Well, no, then
I'm jumping in.
You
No, go ahead. No.
You should be addressing the equity questions.
You see, I'm behaving like any man and jump in. And ladies first.
Okay, that's okay.
Ladies first. Let's go.
I know when I need to step in here.
All right. Question from Istvan's asking, when tier 1 exchange?
Well, actually, so we are already listed on some places, and then I think that therefore the question might be, are we looking into more exchange to be listed? And absolutely, we are always looking for different ways that we can utilize the Cell token. So we are looking into several different exchanges, and I'm sure the moment it's going to go live, you're going to hear from this guy on AMA or something right away.
So I'm sharing the screen, just if you can display it on our website. If you click on Cell Token and you scroll down, there are 10 places you can buy Cell Token actually. So including Loopring, which is a layer 2 solution, which actually has almost zero fees. I did a transaction there this morning. Dharma and Total and Switcheo and so on, in addition to what you already know. But we have 2 exchanges that agreed to list us. So we're waiting for them to do all the stuff to just, again, remember, we don't pay fees. So we had to wait. And it was like it was a chicken, what is it called when 2 people stare at each other? Chicken?
Oh, like chicken race?
Whatever.
Playing a game of chicken.
It's a staring competition to see who's going to blink first.
The answer is playing a game of chicken.
Thank you. See, Zach is playing the game of chicken to see who's going to blink first.
The chicken race.
And I'm a pretty good player. You want to go? Let's go at it. Let's see. I do that with my kids all the time. So they blinked, and I can't say their names because they want to announce it, because they want to create the volume and so on. But 2 great exchanges. No, it's not Binance. I know what everybody's asking. Well, is it Binance? And they're going to be coming soon. And again, they'll be joining FTX and Liquid and all these guys we're showing here. Next question.
All right. Question here is from Larv asking, is there a problem if Celsius to receive daily rewards from mining? So he's talking about having his miner set up his rewards to go to Celsius. Is that a problem?
No,
why would it be,
we
right?
love we do mining ourselves, right? So definitely, if you're a miner, you can point at our wallet and deposit Bitcoin or ETH or anything you're mining. We love that stuff. I mean, obviously, you have to be conscious of the network fees because it's definitely cheaper to accumulate the transaction and maybe send them once a week. But if you just want to put your miner to deposit it in the Celsius wallet, sure, we love that.
Maybe they're mining like hundreds of thousands every day, so maybe they want to just transfer every day.
We can take it all. We can take it all. You have $100 million worth of Bitcoin, no problem. You know.
I say, bring it on. Bring it on.
You're here. You know. And Harumi gave herself a nickname, a Crypto Mama. So the Crypto Mama will take all your coins. Right?
Absolutely. And then I'll go earn something on them.
Exactly. We just need to earn yield on them. The more the merrier. We don't have enough coins, guy, right now. We don't have enough coins.
Yeah, a lot of people get concerned, right? That like, oh, what if the market gets oversaturated? It said, well, you know, at 10 trillion, we can talk about saturation.
Exactly. You have stable coins, you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, we'll take it all, whatever you have.
But I mean, look. I mean, speaking of the oversaturation, I mean, this is just one of the assets, and there are a lot of different assets that are, that are making up the investment management industry, right? So I think we have a long way to go before we get there.
Yeah, and the market is growing so fast that our big bubble now, that is 6 billion, is just a bubble inside a very, very fast growing business. And Celsius grew 10x, right? I showed you in these articles, right? We started the year 2020 with just over 500 million, and we closed the year close to 6 billion, right? Or in January we had over 6 billion. So we are growing a little bit faster than the industry as a whole, but not that fast that we are eating away or reducing our own yield. Again, Celsius still pays the highest yield. We're 50% higher than BlockFi. If you have Bitcoin or Ethereum, we pay 50% more. You don't believe me? Go to BlockFi video on YouTube. They published their yearly numbers. They earned 50 million in interest last year. They're bragging about it all day long. Celsius announced we earned over 250 million. So we pay our community 5 times more than the BlockFi community. That's all you have to know about the difference between Celsius and its competitor. Ask those people, how much did you pay your community last year? Pro rata, what do you have in assets? What did you pay? And then you can do the math yourself. Next question.
All right, question from Joe. She's asking, if I have a US bank account but live in the UK, can I still take a loan?
Yes, there's no problem with that. You can take a loan in the UK and you can take a loan in the US. It doesn't matter, right? We support both countries. And
stable coins, they could always get funded in stable coins too.
That's right. You can always borrow stable coins. So definitely support all those options. And again, if you have a question, loans@celsius.network, and just email them directly and they respond the next day. We scaled up that team. We added people to customer service. We definitely solved a lot of the backlog that we had. Even from last week, right? All of you feel the difference in our response rate, and again, we doubled the team. So there's a lot of people now who can help you every day. Next.
All right, great question from JMac here. If Celsius were to IPO one day, what would become of the token?
The tokens will be tokens, and an equity will be equity. So it's like almost like a different classes of the ownership. Not quite ownership per se, but sort of like ownership of the company that you can have.
Yeah, and we were talking about Voyager before, right? Voyager is a public company, and they have a token, right? So there's no problem. Celsius would be just like Voyager, right? But our token is still the price of the token or the performance of the token has more to do with what the crypto community does. And the stock price is more to do with what Wall Street is thinking. Those are almost like two completely different worlds. As you can see, if you own any Dogecoin, you would understand what I'm talking about. All right, next question.
All right. Crypto Das Capital's asking, are you thinking about increasing liquidity on Uniswap so there's less slippage for users?
Yes, so it's not just me. I already have millions of dollars there. You can increase the liquidity. All of you can go to uniswap.org, click on pool, and basically add liquidity into the sell ETH pool. All of you can do it. And I don't know what it's paying right now, but it's paying probably 40% per year. So if Celsius pays you 5% and the pool is paying you 40%, yes, it goes down and up. Sometimes it pays 10, but right now it's a great place. You should put some of your coins there to help the community and help yourself. I mean, one of the main reasons we love Uniswap is because unlike Binance, where if you trade on Binance, Binance gets to keep the fees. When you trade on Uniswap, guess who gets the fees? The Celsians who put the sell ETH pairs, right? Celsians get to keep 100% of the fees, not 80%, 100% of the fees. So we are cheering for Uniswap. I've made, how many videos did I make last year cheering for Uniswap?
Quite a few.
So it's not that I have Uni and I want you guys to put money there because I'm going to make money. I'm cheering for them because it's good for you. It's good for us. It's good for all of us, right? So we want decentralization. We want the distributed DAXs, right? It's a distributed exchanges to win here, right? We don't want a NASDAQ coming into crypto and say, okay, guys, you played enough in the sandbox. Now move all your traffic to me, right? Let's do it the way Wall Street does it. So that's why we're doing it, and that's why you should participate as well. Next question.
All right. Ash Ashore is asking, are we still doing reverse margin calls on loans? I think there was just restriction on sell loans, but the other ones functioning as normal, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And I think that's all that we can say about this question. So, yeah. We want to be fair to all our clients. So if we do the margin call, we want to do the reverse. So that's it.
Copy. Okay. Question from Enric. What's the best way to cash out of fiat from the assets you hold in Celsius?
So we are coming up with a swap function in the wallet. I think it's March is when it's supposed to be released in the wallet. So you'll be able to swap from any to any. And there's going to be some option also to go into fiat. And if you don't want to wait for it, again, you can use some of the exchanges, like the exchanges we support. So for example, you can take your Cell token or other assets into FTX. They don't have withdrawal fees. You can take them to Liquid. Liquid has very low transaction fees. So each exchange has its own unique advantages. Like if you live in Japan, you probably want to use Liquid. If you live in the United States, you might want to use Coinbase or somebody else. So we don't have a preferred partner that we make money on or referring or whatever. We basically we do what we do well, and we let other people do what they do well. So going into fiat is not what Celsius does well. We focus on yield, right? Harumi has enough headaches, and I'm not asking her to come up with 10 bridges of how to convert into 10 different currencies. Right?
Yeah, we already have support like 45 different coins. I think that keeps me busy.
Exactly.
Yep.
So if you want to go into Australian dollar, wow, what's happening on the chat? It's going crazy. If you want Australian dollar, choose an Australian exchange. There's a pretty good chance that they will be the best at Australian dollar. You need Japanese yen, which is also fiat. Choose a Japanese exchange like Liquid and so on. So there's plenty of wow. What did you say? Like the questions are just coming heavy. We better answer them quick. Okay, it's rapid fire. So let's keep going.
Okay, question here from Cortex asking, oh my gosh, I can't even keep up here. They're asking, is there a new utility for Cell token? I think Professor Harumi was going to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, Professor Harumi. Yes. So yes, I mean I got the crypto mama name. My name
so
is
many
Harumi,
titles.
Yeah, I know. This is it's ever expanding. Another one is Professor Harumi. And one of the things that I do is financial literacy, but I mean, even before we start talking about general financial literacy, yes, the utility of sales, it's something that we have to really come up with. And actually, I was going to mention this later, but might as well. While the question is on here, I'm gonna mention it now. We do have a few utilities, right? I mean, you're getting paid rewards, and then you can earn it, you can go trade it, and you can do something in the DeFi
Discount
world.
on loans.
But yeah, I mean, exactly, the discount for loans. But we want to have even more utilities so that we as a community can grow up together. So I'm actually going to be hosting innovation sessions sometime down the line. But before, between here and there, because I'm a slightly busy person, as Alex was saying earlier. I want to see what kind of ideas you might have before I'm going to put together the full expanded innovation session. So Zach here is actually going to be releasing a Google Sheet that will ask a couple of very, very simple questions to say, like, what is the idea? And, I'm going to go through them as they come. I'm sure, like, you guys have a lot of different ideas. And based on that, we will come up some ideas, and we will be hosting some session later on. So the clock is on, Zach. Release that sheet later and the Google form later, and then we'll take it from there.
And we'll
All right,
get it on the website, right?
Yes, that's where it's going to be, right,
Yeah.
Zach?
Yep, we're gonna have it on the website, the Telegram, Twitter, everything. So we want your feedback on this, please. Just like you're blowing up these questions here, we want to get 10,000 responses on that question. So.
Oh my God, the chat is going crazy.
Okay, what did I
Thank
say?
you so much. Okay, let me. I'm losing a question about Zen. So this user's asking, is there an update on Zen? Will we still be bringing them to the platform?
Yeah, so we have several great projects, Horizon, IOTA, a bunch of others that we want to add. The limitations has to do with technical issues, right? So we have to run a node on every blockchain, and we have to add that to our infrastructure. And a lot of times it's easy to spin a node, but it's not that easy to connect it and make sure that you can do everything from a technical standpoint, security, this, that, and so on. So we, like Harumi said, we 45 coins and tokens. We want to add many more. Some are easy. Aave is an ERC20. Boom, added, no problem. I know like another one that's really not that easy is Polkadot, but I know Dot is closer than the other two.
Yeah.
And same thing with ADA, right? So the Cardano fans who are every day, I get an email from a Cardano fan who's asking me when ADA. So we love Cardano, and we will. We just need to finish the work. So right now, again, we have so many projects, right? The web app, the earning for Americans, the like swaps, like you name it, right? All the stuff we just talked about. So we have to accommodate all of those things, and it's just too much to do. And security, right? And making sure that everything is safe and so on. So next question.
All right, question from Eric here. He's asking, have you thought about paying interest on a continuous rolling basis, similar to Sablier? I'm not familiar with Sablier, but
we are paying interest on a continuous basis. We're just distributing it every Monday, but you're earning it every second, every minute, every day, right? It's accumulating every minute, every day. Every day, Harumi collects from all these institutions, right? I mean, did you ever let anyone not pay you?
That would not happen.
Right.
Not under my watch.
Not under my watch. Exactly. You think I'm tough? The crypto mama is definitely tougher than me. So they also, every show I say that, but I think they want to hear it from you. Like, did we have any institution that defaulted on any loans?
No, actually, no. We have been
knock on wood here.
Yeah, knock on wood, exactly. But so far, we have been very fortunate to have a great relationship with each institution, and we stay in a constant communication. The people in the lending, on the lending desk, they do a fantastic job staying in touch with their clients closely, along with the business people.
Right.
So we have
and retail loan.
Yeah,
they want to know about retail loan. Any defaults on the retail side?
Not unless they decided to pay back early. So
right.
Exactly. So
yes, we liquidated. Yes, we
exactly.
liquidated some loans. Like there were some XRP loans and some whatever.
Exactly.
But no one defaulted.
Not out of their choice.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what people want to know, because they hear it from me every week. And here is the chief investment officer, the CFO, they definitely want to hear this from you and not from me. So that's why we're repeating it. All right, next question.
Next question, mega deal. Always asking about a mega deal. Can we get an update on the mega deal? Can we get a clue about the mega deal? Please just give us something about the mega deal.
So I mentioned there's two of them. One is US centric, so it's more of like US customers. They have, again, over 100 million customers. So again, I can't mention their name, but it's a big deal. And the other one is a global customer base. So I think something like 280 million global customers. So these are gigantic companies that are, we're really excited that companies of that caliber not just approached us, they came to us, but also that they, we built a program and we're going to be launching it together, and they're going to be offering access to crypto and all of our services to their customer base. So those are amazing things that, again, I can't mention names because they're not ready. They want to announce it. We don't want to spoil it, but it's coming. And separately, just on the corporate side, like last week, we had over 200 new corporates that onboarded. So we went from something like 25 to like 45 to like 108 to over 200, right? Weekly signups, which is a huge numbers, right? So we're hiring a whole set of people. If you have any experience in dealing with corporate customers and processing, this will be processing or managing their corporate deposits and loans and things like that. We're hiring people for that department. Jobs at Celsius.network. Explain to us why you are the right person for that department. We're probably going to add 6 or 8 people just there. Next question.
Okay, right here.
Go ahead.
And then, so Ludo's asking, Alex, do you have Elon Musk's phone number, and have you called him and told him about Celsius?
I do not, and I'll reach out to him. No problem. So
No problem.
Use the hashtag Bitcoin and he'll answer, right?
I drove a Tesla once. My wife didn't like it. I rented a Tesla to kind of see if we're gonna own one, and she was like, I don't like this car, especially when we had to charge it for like a few hours. She was like, I don't like that, So we don't have an electric car, but yes, I'll reach out to Elon and see if he wants to chat. Next.
All right. Here, do you want to go to some of our stats, finance update?
Sure. All right. So of all the things that I do, this is something that really gets me excited and actually a little bit surprised every week as I see these numbers. So some of the highlights of this week's stats, just to name a few, the registered users, over 12,000. They say 12,070. That's I don't even know how to count that kind of number. And then there are that many people out there who want to be registered with us. And 2,660 of those actually made a transfer, meaning they trusted us with the coins from the get-go as they registered. So thank you so much, and we are very excited to have your assets. And I will do the best that I can do to safekeep and earn as much as I can on those coins. And we did have in the total, we had a $90 million worth inbound transfer net, of which about 50 million of them are Bitcoin. So you can get that kind of picture, and what kind of assets I'm looking at every week and what kind of inbound sort of like an asset sort of floating into our wallets, and what kind of size that, myself and my department are looking after to make sure that we can yield on every single one of them. Very exciting, tough. I get the dark circles. But
I thought that was makeup.
Exactly. No, I do it so that he feels bad about me.
Harumi, you're working so hard. Look at the dark circles.
Exactly. Like I have 10 layers of dark circle now. That's what I go for. But that keeps us up at night. But at the same time, it keeps us really, really excited every day.
All right, great. Next question.
Yeah. And so, like, I think I will.
Oh, we
go
had one
straight
more
to-
segment,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So I will go straight to the. I guess like I'll do the OTC update at this time while
Yeah.
using. Yeah. So I talked about cell utility, and in order for the cell utility to become fully expanded and everybody has an access to it, as most of you know, if not all of you, we do have the over-the-counter desk, OTC desk, where you can actually come to make your inquiry to purchase or sell the cells. And we are actually running a desk special up until the 6 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. I know that you are all over the place watching this. So, we actually, if you do pay USDC or USDT this week, not this week, until that time, we are going to provide you 10% discount from the market price right now. And so that's only about, 5.5 hours away until the expiration. But we are, because I decided to come on the show.
That's our AMA special.
Exactly. It's AMA special.
It's an AMA special from Harumi.
Yeah, AMA special.
You probably will never get that again.
Not
so
again.
Take advantage of it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So from here onwards, the additional 1 million worth cells, we are going to continue this special, even if we're going to hit the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. So whoever comes first.
I hope you have enough people on the OTC desk, because I think they're like flooding it.
Come and flood us. Come
Yes.
and flood us. We are actually having an amazing time with the OTC desk. So why not a little bit more? So I'm throwing this special to your way. Come and grab that first 1 million. As soon as that 1 million is gone, this special is going to end. So it's a race
and
with time.
don't buy an OTC and try to drop on the market, because they'll just blacklist you. You'll never be able to buy again.
Yes.
So
Good
definitely,
point. Yeah.
we're doing this to help Celsians who want to have access to sell. Get a special price at today's price, right? And again, we're trying to include as many people as possible,
Yeah.
right? Is there a minimum or no minimum? OTC?
There's a $25,000 minimum, a 30-day lock, and use those two stable coins, USDC or USDT, to get that 10% discount. You can see a tweet about it. We have on our Twitter too for all the details.
Right.
Thank you, Zach.
And there was something about loans, right? What's the special about loans?
So
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So
I guess while I'm going, I'll keep going. I'll just shush man. I'll keep going. So actually, now that he mentioned about the Valentine's loan, I'll go with that one first. You know what's going to happen in about 2 weeks? Valentine's Day, and then we like to offer a promo up. Right into one of those special events, whether it's Halloween.
Take a loan and buy something for your loved one. Okay.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Buy the biggest chocolates that you can find. I think that there's this huge Hershey's Kiss. I would like to actually possess one of those.
Now I know what I'm getting you for.
Thank you. So we're gonna run that. All the details, all the promo details will be sent by email on Monday. But I don't know. The gist of it is that the $50 crypto bonus for a loan over $500, and if it's over $5,000, you'll be transferring into us. Then it's $100 promo. So think about that. But yes, definitely. Definitely consider this, and then like Alex said, take the money, buy something special for your special one.
Make a love deposit to your loved one. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So
that's the Valentine's the promo thing, and another thing, because we were talking about Aave earlier, the one that if you transfer into a wallet, you can earn 7.15%.
7.51.
551. Excuse me. 7.51. There's so many different numbers flying around. I sometimes flip these numbers. Okay, so if you have them, you can also now take loans against this coin with depending on the collateral, of course, but the 1%.
As low as 1%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As low as 1%. Thank you. Time to think about what you wanna transfer into us and what kind of loans you wanna take out.
So our users can get a 1% loan with Aave and many other assets, and then get another $100 on top of that. Is that what you're telling me, Harumi?
Yeah, if they take a loan as well, that's right. They can. Only at Celsius you can do any of these things, right? And but again, look, we are. A lot of people think we compete with DeFi and we try to steal customers from them. All the customers and all the money in the world is still in the centralized finance world, with the banks and the financial institutions, right? All these places that Harumi used to work at, right? So all we're doing, both of us and DeFi, is trying to bring all those people over, right? This whole episode, this whole AMA was about explaining to everyone that guess what? Nothing good is going to happen over there between what the Fed is doing and what the banks are doing and what these hedge funds and brokerage firms are doing, stealing from you every day. I mean, again, now all the laundry is in the open and it stinks, man. It stinks.Moving on. Next question.
I think that brings me to the end of the part that you were
We're going back to the questions.
Exactly.
We're going to try to hit a few more because people are bombarding us with questions. We're going to hit them as much as we can. Yeah.
Here we go. Great question from Smooth Jazz. On the loan, can the terms be extended past 3 years? How far out can you go?
You can keep rolling. So, 3 years is not the absolute maximum in any way or shape and form that it comes.
Yeah, and the next version of the app actually automatically renews your loan. So you don't have to renew them even manually. It will automatically, if you took a 6-month loan or 3-year loan, it will automatically renew it for the same period of time. So we are not, again, we don't have a penalty for closing a loan early. And we want as many loans open as possible. Remember, we make money because the assets that you give us as collateral are yielding for us. That's how we can give you that 1% loan. So we don't, like after 3 years, we're not going to chase you and say, oh, shut it down, bring us the money back. If you want to extend it, we can always extend it. Next question.
All right. A lot of questions coming in about the Flare airdrops. I think there was another one that we supported and then one from Litecoin that I'm not sure what we did, but is Celsius supporting Flare Finance airdrop? This is from James and a lot of other users.
If we don't announce it, then we don't support it. So if you are really passionate about this or that, you can just withdraw the coins and put them in one of those, a Mu wallet or a MetaMask or whatever, and you will get the airdrop, and then you can come back and start earning interest again. Next question.
Here's an interesting question from Michael. He's asking, does OTC drive the price of Cell token up? And does it drive the price of Cell token down for that matter?
No, how the OTC works is we really, the OTC's purpose is to make it easy for the buyers and sellers to have the sort of like your initial experience or a certain sort of like a bulk, purchase or sell experience, right? So that by itself does not drive the market necessarily up or down. Of course, we are always monitoring the market and we are making sure that, somebody's not, like Alex was mentioning earlier, somebody's not going to come and scoop up a lot of sales when we are running this kind of promotion and then dump it in the market. We are really, really closely watching that. So, we are very close with the market, obviously, but we ourselves will not be driving up or down the market through OTC.
Right, and it's like if you go and you put a very large order on Uniswap, you're going to skew the price a lot, and that's what we're trying to avoid. We don't want, because there's not enough liquidity. It does trades 10 to 15 million a day, but that's not a lot of liquidity if somebody wants to buy $1 million worth in one transaction. So what we accommodate is the large buyers and the large sellers, like Harumi said. We try to match them up. We always have people standing by who are either buyers or sellers. We just try to match them up on prices. All we do is match them up. Once in a while, we'll also sell from Treasury, but none of those transactions affect the price on Uniswap or Liquid or FTX or anything like that. There, the market decides what the price is, right? We just feed off that and then agree with the users. And like right now, if you're going to go to OTC at Celsius.network right now and you're giving them an order, you're going to get that discount, but it's a discount of whatever the market said is the market price. And if you look at the difference between FTX and Liquid and Uniswap, there are tiny differences. So we are, I think we're letting the market dictate market pricing. We do not manipulate the price itself.
All right, next question here from Rob's asking, is Celsius profitable? If so, why is it doing another equity raise?
So yes, it's a great question. you want to. So, for example, we did not bring any venture capitalist or Wall Street guy or hedge funds or whatever. So you want an endorsement. So a lot of times, for example, if we go to a financial institution, which Harumi deals with every day, and you want to borrow from them $100 million because you need more dollars to lend to the Celsius community, they're like, okay, who's your parent? And you're like, well, we are a profitable company. We don't need a parent. They're like, no, we need to know who is your investor? Who is this? Because they used to the fact that like very, very few companies can grow to billions of dollars in assets and so on, and not have 20 investors or VCs and so on. So we need that external validation. It helps a lot with credit lines and with audit and with all this other stuff. Because if you come and you have no parents, people go and look at you. Well, something is wrong with this company. They are very different. How did they get here, right? So and it just takes everything. Then takes twice as long for us. If we want to go public, for example, Wall Street will be asking exactly the same question. The bankers, the underwriters, the markets, NASDAQ would be asking exactly the same questions, okay? Who are these guys? Where did they come from? Who are their investors? And so on. So the fundraising is not because we're struggling and need the cash. It's more about getting that endorsement. But in return, we have to give a piece of the equity to the investor. Next question.
All right. To kind of go along with that, Mian is asking, if Celsius does go public, how can they stay loyal to the depositors while having to make the most profits for their investors, right? How would Celsius balance that act if there's, another interested party?
Yeah, it's a great question because what happens is, you're right, that over time, like I'm sure JP Morgan started as Chase. It used to be a water company. It wasn't a bank. It was a water company that provided water to Manhattan and the state of New York, and they decided to also open a bank, and now they don't do anything with water anymore, right? So they got corrupted, right? Today they only care about their shareholders, right? They don't really care that much, if at all, about their depositors. So this is obviously the foundation of the company. It's something very important for us, and I'm the controlling shareholder today. So as long as I'm in charge, things go this way. But we are also going to add to our charter and everything else the fact that up to 80% is committed to go to our users, right, and not to the shareholders. So it's something that we are concerned about. It's something we're thinking about. And we definitely want to find the best way to make sure that we don't get corrupted like some of these Wall Street guys and forget who are the people who got us here, which is you, the user, the customer. Next.
The member.
If you want to add to that.
No. I think you answered this one perfectly. Much to my surprise, might I add.
All right. Evren is asking, is there any price range or projections for the Cell token by the end of this year or the coming years? And like, this is something you said in your email earlier. As long as the community is growing and the company is doing well, you don't have to worry about the price of Cell token. It'll take care of itself. But, for those out there that wonder the same thing.
This is a really good question and a very hard question to answer because, if we do actually have a specific projection, then, it means that we may or may not be influencing the price direction, right? And then that's not in the best interest of anyone. So instead of talking about the projection, I will say what I want to see happen, which is a steady, slow rise of Cell price. It's still what it is. It's still very young, so it's going to have a very volatile day, along with the rest of actually cryptocurrency. And that's something that is very hard to control. But what I like to see is a steady, slow increase of the price that would benefit everybody in the community. And so, occasionally when we do something, some special like this, it's actually really special, and people come and want to be the owner of Cells and else. But that's really what I'm hoping for.
And it's not our job to tell you what the price of Cell is. There are external analysts like Alpha Sigma, I think, and a few other people who already wrote reports. That's how it works on Wall Street, right? There are analysts who write reports about American Airlines or about Apple or about Tesla, right? It's not Tesla writes reports about Tesla. So go out there, do a Google search. There are 100 people with opinions, and just decide if you want to listen to this person or this person, right? Also on Twitter, there's a lot of people who created models and extrapolations on what the price of sell is going to do, up or down. You have to read all those and decide who you believe. Next question.
All right. El Hostelico is asking, how many Celsian millionaires are there now? Can we get a top 500 update of the list? Everybody loves to see the list.
Yeah, it's on our website. Here, I'm sharing the screen. So if you go on our website and you look at the top 500, okay, this is under the Sell Token screen. You click on that, and it will show you all the top holders. And if you scroll down, you will see that right now we are at, wow, you got to scroll a lot. You are 202 millionaires. Okay, so that's the count. So you will see this number go up and down. Obviously, people buy and sell. So the numbers change all the time. But this is great. And again, I don't think includes many Celsians or employees who are not listed here, right? So because their tokens are not considered vested, so they're not, I don't think they're on this list. So there's probably another, I don't know, at least 20 or 30 Celsius employees who are now millionaires, including Harumi. Are you on this list?
I don't think so.
Here we go.
My
Celsius millionaire. You know, one of the millionaires we minted right here next to me. You see? So you want to know?
You're assuming that I am.
Of course you are. You know, no question about that. Yeah, you have your first year anniversary is in a few days, right?
Yes, correct.
Here we go. So you'll be fully vested for your first year. So you definitely.
I know it didn't start until August for me.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
You were right. She wanted to be a consultant, so that's not my fault. No, I'm just kidding. You're good to go. We love you.
All right.
So
Thank
the community loves you too.
I feel the love.
You paid them $250 million in interest. Believe me, they love you. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, I think here's we've
I'm
got to
gonna
run
lose,
up on-
like I can feel that half of my all these fans of mine are like, oh, we love her much more. Just like when my wife was on the show, they were also, bring her back. They were like saying, bring her back. Where is that wife of yours? We like her better. So.
And guys, Valentine's Day is very, very close.
Exactly. Make a big plan. All right, let's do a few more questions because we were chatting for too long. And then
all right, Dee's asking how to get my kids onto Celsius.
So if they're not 18, you cannot open an account for them yet. But we're working on creating sub accounts and things like that. But today you have to wait. Okay, you have to. That's all we do as parents. We wait. We wait for them to grow up to become responsible. Next question.
Is there any time frame on the automatic collateral recovery after a loan repayment? Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Automatic
collateral. And then also another question is about the multi-collateral loans. So people are really hoping to borrow against their entire balance instead of just one asset. I know Tal's working hard on that.
So that's what we're working on, is that all of your collateral will be serving as one balance, and all of your loans will be serving as one loan. So effectively, instead of getting a margin call on XRP, if you have enough other balances or assets, you're not going to get a margin call. Hit it. Next question.
All right.
Find one for Harumi. A good one for Harumi.
Okay. We'll do this, and I'm look for a good one for Harumi. Jose is asking, I'm thinking of moving to Costa Rica soon. Is Celsius available there?
I spoke to a friend of mine today who's in Costa Rica, and it works just fine. So no problem. A lot of Americans in Costa Rica, so definitely a good place to go. Yeah.
That's true. Many people retire to that country.
Yes. Beautiful beaches and turtles on a black beach. If you want to go there, watch them. Beautiful, beautiful country.
Okay, here we go. So I think, Harumi, this would be a good question for you. Top Free's asking, will the percent of sell needed to maintain platinum status change?
Yes, that's correct. And I think it's going to be another 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so before it's going to be coming on board.
Yeah, so we are changing the rewards. If you remember, we added a fourth category, the 0 to 5%. So we've taken from the rich and given to the poor, and we're doing it again. We're taking from the platinum, so you will need to have 25% or more instead of 20 to be platinum, and we're taking that 5% and giving it to the gold category. So the gold are gonna be earning more. The platinum, you're gonna need to have more to be platinum, but we're still paying the same amount all in. We're just trying to redistribute to make sure that we're giving all the different categories equal opportunity. Next question.
I think that's it. We're up on time. You have any closing thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's always a pleasure for me to come on this AMA. So first of all, Alex, thank you for inviting me. But more importantly, the community people, all of you out there, thank you for having me here today. It's always a great way to connect with everyone. And then this is really great to be able to talk about what's happening in the finance world, which is really my domain, and then talk about what's happening, what we're doing, so that we can make sure that you are being happy with your wallets. And if not, I'm sure you can tell us. So thank you for being there always.
Sure. And Bethany, help put this together? Come say hi. Maybe you can have everybody meet you. So Bethany joined as my executive assistant, right? Was it a month now?
Yes, it's been a month.
That's great. And she's doing great, helping answer a lot of your questions and helping me answer many of you faster, right? Because now I have a lot of help, and it's definitely allowing me to spend more time on the most important things. But anything you want to say, to add, or how is your experience, your Celsius experience?
It's been great. Very honest. It's been great. Trying to help keep Alex organized and answering all of you guys speedily. And I finally got my first Celsius t-shirt here. So make sure you get them on the Celsius website and on usastrong.io.
And
so it's great to be here.
And Bethany just joined a month ago, and she already got her bonus because her joining Celsius was perfect timing. She joined just before the $5 award. And Chrissy's here also, my wife, who's doing an amazing job. Her blockchain startup, usastrong.io, is doing amazing. The queen is here. And how's it going? Tell us about your views on all this commotion with Wall Street.
Been a long night. It's been a long morning with your community, And when I say your community, I mean the macro community, right?
But what happened? Something happened yesterday. You tried to go on Reddit. Tell us about what happened.
No, that was a few nights ago. Reddit is no joke. Listen, you have to be on your A game with Reddit. I'm having a twist. Sugar. Celsians on Reddit are no joke. That's all.
That's like all the tough guys are on Reddit. You're saying, right?
Yeah.
They didn't welcome you, or what? What happened?
No, they did. It was fine. I held my own. I don't need help from you. I'll hold my own.
I need to think about any ideas you guys have about presents. I should give Chrissy and Harumi, and Bethany. I have a lot of women to give presents to for Valentine's Day. So I need a lot of good ideas.
So first, I guess you're saying that you're going to take the Celsius loans, right? As low as 1%.
I need to do something personal for you, not this. I know you want a big Celsius loan, but I think.
Oh, I know what I want.
Yes.
I would like
on camera. That's it. She knows how to get it.
I would like an Airstream.
Airstream.
An Airstream.
Are we going on a trip?
We're going
coast to coast?
Country. Yes, we're going to go cross country. I think you should go out there and meet your Celsians. So we're going to build an Airstream.
Route 66. Where are we?
66.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Okay, bye guys. You'll never see me again.
Let us know where you live. We're going to go town to town. So I need you to build.
All right.
that.
Who's going to fill the seats here? Who's going to do the show? Harumi.
We're going to do the show I guess Harumi and Nuke.
Harumi and Nuke. All right. Good.
You could pick up ambassadors along the way and have them on the show. There you go.
that too.
All right, guys, this was amazing. Great show. Thanks for joining me. Great guests, great content, great community. Again, we do it all for you.
The best community.
We love you. You are definitely, I mean, the trust, the support, just on Twitter, on Telegram, I mean, anybody that says anything about Celsius, you guys just go and pound them with sticks. So we love that. And we're here to help all of us, right? I mean, we're all users of the same platform, just like you. Guide all of us to financial freedom, financial independence. And this is 2020 was an amazing year, but we're going to make 2021 even better.
Yeah, we'll see you on the road.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll see you in the Airstream.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody.